want to take a lot more time because we have Dr. Fred Cooper in the house. Give me a round for Dr. Fred Cooper!
Most of you, even if you're in, well now you're in RX, but even if you're in, you've never met me before. You've never seen me before except on videos. I'm a lot skinnier than my videos. I'm a lot taller than my videos. I'm a lot better looking than my videos. Thank you. Lie to me. So how many of you are here guests? You got roped into a Friday night, you probably had no life, and decided to show up. And I'll make Rick be proud. I'll pick on you. That's it. Everybody else is in. Oh, you're going to get peer pressure tonight, young lady. And what's worse is, that man over there that everybody stood up and applauded, they just said his name, and she didn't even get to do an intro because it's funny. Everybody goes crazy. You're going to wonder about how smart he was when he turned the responsibility of continuing to grow New 70 over to me. You're going to question. So I'm going to impress you a little bit, okay? I'm a numbers guy, so I'm kind of a geek. Okay, I'm a lot of geek. I have a lot of schooling. To show you how smart I am, I took my financial advice from my mother. My mother's dead now. She died because she had a $50,000 life insurance policy on her. So she died with about 64,000 bucks. And I took advice from her. She told me if I was really, really, really good, and I got good grades in school, I could go to college. So I did really, really, really bad in high school, but I still got into college because I was good with numbers. So I went to college, got 4 degrees in 3 years, went on and skipped my master's, went on and got a PhD, then I got a second major in my PhD, 2 minors in my PhD, and I got a great job. I got a gig in a healthcare company called Aetna, and I worked my guts out at Aetna. I worked so hard, you have no idea. I outworked everybody. In fact, one time, just a little sidebar, my boss, the COO, was terminating a contract we had with Home Depot for their mental health insurance policy. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard because he said we weren't making any money. So I walked in, because that was over my responsibility, and I walked into the executive meeting and said, hey, I heard somebody wants to kill the Home Depot contract. I'd like to go through the numbers because I can't figure out why we would terminate such a contract. When I got done, I showed them we made about $1,850 a call. 1,850 bucks for every call. Average call, 3.6 minutes. I walked down there and I was like this. I'm the bomb. Anybody want to argue with my brain? I'm so smart. I walked in and sat down. You know, the next 3 years I worked my guts out. I never once got a promotion. I never once got a raise. I did get a thank you once on a merger that the company did that was about $14 million, and I got 2 movie tickets, and I did the entire thing. One day I went up to my boss and I said, how come I'm not moving up? I don't get it. Look at me. I'm good looking. I'm tall. I work hard. I'm smart. He doubted everything I said. And he said, Fred, do you remember the contract you saved with Home Depot? I said, yeah. He said, yeah. You made your boss look like an idiot. You think you're going to go anywhere? Wow, I get it. So, I got a new job in direct sales. I got a direct sales job with a company called USANA. Probably heard about it in Kelowna. It got pretty good size. And I got that job because I was a professor at the University of Utah. I've been a professor there about 17 years. Teach all the classes you hate in business. Statistics, calculus, mathing, right? I taught PhD level, MBA level in business administration, all these little classes. And one of my students came up to me and said, hey, USANA's having trouble with their comp plan. Pays out too much. So they're looking to hire someone. The accounting firm tried to find someone who could calculate it, and they could not. But I told them, you're my smart professor, I bet you can do it. So I said, okay, I'll try. A week later, I did it. So they hired me, and from there, I worked really, 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 really hard. This time I didn't make my bosses look stupid. I'd never done direct sales. All I knew was Amway. All I knew was called Scamway. I didn't want to do anything with it. And over the next 15 years, I worked my guts out. And you know what? My mama was right. If you work really, really hard and you get educated, and you do everything harder than anybody else does, you can make it to the top. And I did. I made a boatload of money. But as much as I made, my owner went from a $2.5 million net worth to over $1 billion net worth. Want to know something else? Nobody else became a multimillionaire in my company because I occupied the spot. They competed with me. So I'm living proof that it works. But you want to know what percentage it works for? Want to know how likely you are in this room to make it and have enough money in retirement that you can live at 60% of your income? I'm going to scare you. I'm good with numbers. The average Canadian makes just short of $27,200 a year. $27,200. Do the math. That's pre-tax at 60% tax, or 40% tax, 60% bring home pay. You're going to need to be able to live at a 4% return. You're going to need to save more than 100% of your income by the time you are age 35 to have enough to retire at 60% of your current salary. You know what the chances are that you retire with the $1.75 million that it's going to take to be able to live on a whopping $30,000 a year from the time you retire till the time you're dead? Stand up. That's to you. Stand up. I am going to show you. So we're going to play Let's Make a Deal, okay? I converted the likelihood that you are to have just over $1.5 million in the bank at retirement if you are the average Canadian who is currently saving less than 4.5% of their net earnings, which is better than America, which is saving an average of negative $2,700 a year. Oh! And by the way, right now in this room, most of you are women, so most of you will tell the truth. But if we were in a room full of men, right now, you are in the top 10% of all Canadians if you make a whole whopping $80,000 a year. You ask men, every man's like, yeah, I make that much. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, okay? The likelihood of someone in this room having a full-time job, working it 80 or 40 hours a week, fair enough? Saving at the current rate that you are all saving to have enough money to have 60% of what you need at retirement. And by the way, if you think you only need 60%, you ought to go talk to your grandma. Because your grandma's going to say, I remember when I could buy a pint of milk for 3 cents. Right? Okay. The likelihood that you have that is going to be the same as guessing the flip of my coin 10 times. Now I'm going to make this fun, shall we? I'll tell you what. I'm so confident you're all going to be losers if you keep your day job. I'm willing to give 100 US, so this is actually still worth something. Trump's doing his best to kill it. Luckily, I have all my big markets in Asia, so no matter how much the dollar declines, I love him for it. I'm going to give $100 to everybody still standing. Not enough? You only make $27,000 a year. What? That ain't even $15 an hour. You guys should be dancing. That's like a week paycheck. And you don't have to declare this tax. Okay, $200 each? Okay, we won't play. Just sit. Oh, everybody's still standing. Fair enough? Okay, you're Canadians. Don't lie. I want you to think in your mind, I just flipped a coin. Okay? It does have a head and tail, you know, right? Okay. Sorry, I'll flip again. It didn't flip. Okay. Well, don't declare it. All right, if you think it is a tail, raise your hand. And none of this crap. None of this crap. Nobody knows what that is. Hi, it's a tail. Okay, if your hand is raised, you think it's a tail. If your hand is not raised, you think it's a head, right? Okay. If your hand is raised, stay standing. Everybody else sit down. I told you what it was. All right, I'm going to do it again. Now, unless you think I'm cheating. Oh, you can put it in 2 seconds. That's a head. That's a head. Okay. Oh! I didn't get that. Okay. This time it's not a tail, it's a head. Raise your hand if you think it's a head. Raise your hand, be proud. Okay. If your hand is raised, you're getting the hang of this. Stay standing. Everybody else, sit down. That's 2. She has no eyes. Oh, you have no eyes. Okay? Sweetie, we don't announce it. Oh, yeah, it's a tail. Okay. Okay, this one, again, is a tail. How many of you think it's a tail? Raise your hand. If your hand's raised, stay standing. Oh, wow. Okay, that's 3, right? You're going to make it. I'm going to give $200 to everybody. You're not going to believe it? It's a head this time. How many think it's a head? Raise your hand. Yeah, if your hand is raised, sit down. You think I'm stupid? I'm trying to tell you, I've got my number. Who's left? Amy? Okay, Amy, you're going to meet her tomorrow. She is a founder of the company. She makes a gazillion dollars in this business. And most of her business is in China. She has an unfair advantage. And you made with what, 4 flips? And you want to know the funny part about it? It's her coin. Think you can do it, Amy? What is it, Amy? Head or tail? That's correct. 5. What is it, Amy? What is it? Tails? Heads? Look at how many of you are standing. And you all could have won. So can I ask you, why are you putting your chances of success in the random flip of a job that I can virtually guarantee you're going to need almost 600 people in a room to have one person still stand and said, I made it.
You're good with numbers.
I am good with numbers. I am good with numbers. I'm going to prove it. This water ball doesn't get justice. Do you ever wonder when you say it's 99.999% removal? You're all going, well, then it doesn't remove them all. Come on, you were thinking it, right? Yeah, because what you don't understand is in statistics you can never say it fully removes anything, because how can you put enough virus in a cube of water to prove that it removed everything? So when it gets its test, they put 100 viruses in a little cube of water about like the size of a die. That's dice with one of them. Okay? Rough cut. They put 100 viruses in a cube of water. Make sense? If you can remove all of them, or one or less, you get a 99% rating. If you do 99.9, that means in every little tiny cube of water, they put 1,000 virus. Only one or less can survive. If you get 99.99, it's what? 100 is 99, 1,000 is 99.9, 10,000 is 99.99. It's 100,000 viruses in each cubic inch of water when they test this thing. And it removed all those too. Wow. Each cubic thing of water. But did I guarantee it removed it all? How do I put in 1 trillion viruses in a cubic inch of water? All the viruses would just be on top of each other, right? And you can't test that far, so you can never say it removes it. All you can say is we tested 2, and the government requires 99.99, and you did it. We are 10 times better than that, and still going strong. That's why I'll drink out of a water in Mexico, a toilet in China, and the Red River, and I'll look at you and smile and think you want to kiss me now, don't you? No idea where this mouth has been. You're gutsy, girl. So, I am here tonight to tell you, listen, I don't care if you decide network marketing isn't for you. When I teach MBA students, I walk up and say, how many of you would join a network marketing company? In a class of 106 in my class, guess how many would join? 1. And they'll raise their hand and say, I will, and the only reason is it's because a brown noser on the front row who thinks that's the right answer. But when I'm done with my class, and we walk through what a successful business is and what it takes, and if you really want to become wealthy, you have the need to own your own business, where cash flow is everything, that doesn't demand a lot of out-of-pocket expense. Because when we do a lot of out-of-pocket expenses and we buy a stupid restaurant that has almost no likelihood of success and we wager 100%, then the likelihood of ruin is virtually 100%. Someday we could do a little class on what's the likelihood of ruin. And when I got done with you, you'd be like, yeah, you're going to lose. I go, hello? The trouble is, in everywhere in the world, we always hope we're going to be the blind squirrel that found the nut. We always think we're going to be the exception. It ain't going to happen to us until you look at it. So today, all I want to do is tell you something. Look, I know network marketing has a bad rap. I get it. But you know what? I watch people in Mexico every day selling little tulips and little chiclets on the street corner. That job's got to suck. You're working at $12 an hour, it's gotta suck. Even if network marketing sucks, at least you've got a mathematically significantly greater likelihood of success. When I get done with my classes, over half of them would join a network marketing company, and the other half are idiots. Because they didn't hear a word I said when I was talking to them in class. So at RX, we have one final item for you to consider. When you get done with the horror stories of network marketing, what you always hear is somebody had to buy a garage full of products on a bunch of stuff that didn't work to go around and recruit a bunch of their friends to buy a garage full of stuff that then is ridiculous. They drink the Kool-Aid, they follow the religion. These people are freaks. I ain't gonna hang around it. But what if I could guarantee that in RX, it is impossible to lose? You don't believe me, do you? You say, it's impossible. It's impossible. What if I don't even recruit a single person? You had that little smug attitude, right? You know that smug attitude. I'm so smart. I look, you say, I can guarantee you still can't lose. I will guarantee it. So how can I be so certain that nobody would still be standing in the room in the football, and I can be so certain you can't lose with ARCs? Here's how. Anybody loyal to an airline? You'll only fly one airline? Who's yours? WestJet. Unless you're going international. Yeah, why WestJet?
Because I get rewards.
You get rewards! You get little frequent flyer miles. And she's like, oh, if I fly 17,000 miles a month, at the end of 2 years I can get one coach seat in the back, and I can go from here to Calgary, one way, in the back row. It's kind of true, right? You do it on everything. You do it on your credit cards. You do it at Starbucks. And they give you the dumbest things on the planet. I wanted one thing out of network marketing. I don't want anybody to walk away from it and say, you know what, I joined RX and it sucked and I didn't loot and they took my money. So we have launched reward programs like you have never heard of in your life. And even the new Nucerity people to RX have no idea how great the rewards program is becoming. The first rewards program we did had to do with travel. For every dollar you spend in RX, we will give it back to you, dollar for dollar, except what you start with. Then I'll give you $2 for every dollar you spend. In travel, lower than the best prices you can find on Expedia, Bookings, you name the place. So let me explain that again. So you join RX and you spend 1,000 of your hard-earned dollars and you recruit no one. But you decide you want to go to Costa Rica. You will get access to a system that will allow you to take not the $1,000 you spent, but $2,000, and you will get it off of the bookings.com, expedia.com, hotels.com, I don't care where you go. I'll give you $2,000 off your holidays. It's got to be too good to be true. Before you say it's too good to be true, I'll even let you look at the system yourself and go find your holidays and go travel all around the world, which is kind of what we're all about, right? We're all up here preaching this. And by the way, travel is the first rewards. This summer, another one's coming. And I'm going to tell you something. Most of you in this room are going to argue it's better than traveling. And for every dollar you spend, it's legal. Boys. Yeah, it's not legal. It's legal, it's moral, it's ethical. Goodness. And most of you may like it better than travel. I won't tell you. So, I want you to just talk to the person that brought you. Consider what we're saying. The fact that you're sitting here tonight, you need to be applauded. At least you are not so close-minded and so socially kept up with stigmas that are inaccurate that you will listen. 8 out of 10 won't even listen. It's like, no, I already know. I need to go back to my trailer and keep my day job so I can become rich. Yeah, well, the worst thing is you got to listen to them. They tell you it's not going to work. Listen to the person that did it. Investigate it. If you will do your due diligence, you won't miss. It won't miss for you. All right. Now, my last statement is for all of you. It's the greatest gift I'm going to give you tonight. It's the greatest news you've ever heard. You're going to go so crazy, you're going to jump up, probably give me an ovation. I told you my point when I wanted you to do it. I'm going to... It is going to be so emotionally stirring that there's nothing you can do to contain yourself. Your expression of appreciation, when I express this to you, will be in such great gratitude that it'll warm your hearts and mine. Wait for it. You see, being a comic. This network marketing meeting is over.